Hey everyone, today I'm going to be going through the live action Batman movies and I'm going to give you a tier list ranking of them. In a few days, also, I'm going to be going through some of the Batman villains, at least the main ones that I wanted to talk about. But for today, the tiers are the movie that Gotham deserves. If you haven't noticed, I've tried to kind of make puns with them. Um, the movie that Gotham deserves is top tier. You know how like the rankings go: top is best, bottom is worst. With a Vengeance, Kicks Ice, Something in the Way, A Killing Joke, and the Bane of Batman films. So we're gonna start off with the 1989 Batman movie. This was the first live action Batman movie that I had seen. I still really like it. It's not like I think as good as some of the newer ones, but I still think that it's a very good, watchable Batman movie, and it kicks ice. Um, Next is Batman Returns. I know this is a lot of people. It's like a very big like fan favorite of theirs. It's just okay to me. I don't think it's like terrible, but I do think that it's very like overly gothic at times, or too much Tim Burton, I guess. And then the fact that Catwoman's an actual cat and Penguin's an actual penguin is like just not really into that. Well, at least Catwoman has traits of a cat. She's not as much as a penguin as or a cat as penguin is a penguin. But you get what I'm getting at here. So um, for me, it's something in the way. Basically, meaning that there was something in the way of it being higher up on my list. Next is Batman Forever, and this is not a good movie. I'm gonna put it there. There's really not much I like about it. I don't really like the casting. I don't like their choices of each their portrayal, I guess, of each villain. So I don't really like Jim Carrey's Riddler, and I especially don't like uh, Tommy Lee Jones's Harvey Dent. They just don't really feel much. They feel way over the top versions of the comic book characters. Like instead of taking more of a realistic approach, they like go so comic book or like even further than comic book. They're just too animated. Um, and same thing with this next one. But I'm just gonna preface this that if I put it ahead of something, these are the order of which I like them. So like I personally think Batman and Robin is actually a better movie than Batman Forever. I don't like. Well, it's hard for me to say that. I guess I should say because it's not a better movie. It's just a more watchable movie for me personally. So why I like Batman and Robin just slightly more is because I just find it to be because of the stupid ice puns. It's not good, but if you're gonna like lean into that dumb, like what Batman Forever did, just like the I don't know the tone. This movie goes like all out with it, and at least I can like have fun, even though I know it's like absolutely terrible. Mr. Freeze or Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze is just like the only thing in that movie that I like. So for me, it's just slightly above Batman Forever. It's still not a good movie, and I feel like it's very fitting that it's in A Killing Joke because pretty much that's what kills the movie is the fact that it's just like another joke. But next is one of my personal favorites, and that's Batman Begins. I really like this one. Was definitely like the Batman movie that was everything that I wanted to date. At that point, I had only seen like the animated series and then like the Tim Burton Batmans and these two down here, and I was just like, I don't really like them. And so whenever I saw Batman Begins, I was like, wow, this is like everything I wanted. I love the portrayal of Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, and like it's a more like in real life version of Batman and how he becomes Batman, and I really like it. Next is The Dark Knight. Everyone really likes that one. That is one of the best movies, probably the best Batman movie. I'm gonna put it kind of like it's like tied for Batman Begins for me. It's like I think the better movie, but I every time I watch one, I want to watch the other. So like I'm just gonna put them kind of like tied. Um, there's not very much that I dislike or really almost at all about these two movies, so that's why they're like kind of even for me. but yeah, I do feel like these are like near perfect Batman movies. Um, the Dark Knight Rises, I'm gonna put over here. It's still a good movie for the most part, but it really kind of disappointed me after the Dark Knight. Like the Dark Knight Rises, just this, it goes too far with a lot of things, and like Bane was just such a step down after Joker, and I would even say maybe like I like Two Face in some ways more. Um, Not that I dislike Bane, because I do think that that was like the best version of Bane you could have. But then whenever they brought in Talia al Ghul, that kind of just like, I don't know, it made him less effective of a villain. So yeah, I just don't really watch this one as much. I'll watch these two back to back, and I usually will watch this one on very rare occasions. But I still do like it. So next is Batman versus Superman. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I watched it once, hated it, and yeah, I don't like Ben Affleck's version of Batman. That's the only time I'll ever root for Superman over Batman is this movie. I just don't like, they make Batman to be like, I don't know. It's like they have some of the traits that make him Batman, but he's just like so, like, I don't know. He's like completely lost what makes him Batman. He's just willing to like kill people because there's no way that he's not killing people in this movie, and I just don't really like it. And then like I'm not a big fan of the whole like heroes going up against each other thing. And the only scene in the movie that most of it I like is the warehouse scene, but he's definitely even killing people in that. Like he kills the guy who's got the flamethrower for sure. And I just, there's nothing redeemable about that movie for me. My favorite thing is Henry Cavill. Uh, and Superman isn't like one of my favorite heroes. Batman is my favorite, and if I'm rooting for uh, Superman over Batman, you know I don't like that movie or that portrayal of Batman. He is, for me, I don't know if I'd say he's a lesser Batman than these two, but because he has good qualities, like the fight scenes are really well choreographed, but like I don't like the suit. I don't like Ben Affleck very much, and I just don't like how, just I guess, angry and just like even the Robert Pattinson Batman knows when to hold back, even though he gives that like little bit extra. This Batman's just like, I'll just kill people. I don't care, and I just don't like that. So, and then lastly is the newest Batman movie, and that is The Batman. And for me, it's With a Vengeance. Really do like this one, but I've only had a chance to watch it through like just the one time, so I don't want to put it quite up there yet before I get more viewings of it. So for now, that's where it'll go. It's coming in the mail tomorrow because I bought the 4K, and it's um, definitely. I'm probably gonna rewatch it on my day off, and I'm very much so looking forward to revisiting that because while I don't think it's a near or it's close to perfect, but it's not. Um, I really like the portrayal of the Riddler. He could have been in it a little bit more, and then the um, towards the end, the scene where he's got everyone like trapped inside that building. I think I like it the more I've like watched that scene, but I feel like it kind of makes the movie go on for a little too long. Um, and I kind of hope that if we're gonna get the Joker, we kind of like don't put him in right away. I'm a little bit uh, not tired of the Joker, but I feel like we've seen enough portrayals of him by now that I would like to see some more versions of these villains. Like what they did with the Riddler was great. That's what I feel like everyone had wanted because this Jim Carrey Riddler was terrible. And this one feels like it's straight out of like Saw. And I really like that. Um, as if he was almost like Jigsaw, putting people in like traps or, something like that. Um, and then like the score of this movie is really good. There's really not much that I disliked about the movie. So, and it is my favorite so far. But that's my ranking of these movies. Um, I I know some people might not like that, but that is how I feel. I really do not like Batman versus Superman. Like, I would rather watch these two. I own all of these movies except for that one, and I'll never rewatch it again. There's just nothing about it that I liked other than Henry Cavill. So, um, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm gonna get straight into these Batman villains, and I'll upload that video a few days later. So, if you liked this video, let me know what else maybe you want me to do, and hope you watch the Batman villains ranking. So, talk to you guys soon.